today was a perfect example why I'm glad I don't live in the sticks and bricks anymore. There's so many advantages to living in a home on wheels, and I'll never be able to list them all. I'm going to probably find them every day forever. Sure, it's not perfect, and there are more comforts sometimes when you live in a stationary home. But after today, I'm really glad that I'm back on the road. Well, that was cool. I just had a couple of friends come by, said happy Thanksgiving to me. They saw me parked out here, and I couldn't figure out why I wanted to park here. Well, maybe that's why. I'm supposed to sit here and wait for my friends to come by and say hi. So, hi guys. Thanks a lot for stopping by my little house, my mobile home. It was great. You just never know what's going to happen when you live in a van, you know? People just recognize you and they come by and they say hi, which is, that's really sweet. I really like it. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It's just so dark. I used to like this. I really did. When I lived in Washington, I just loved it. It didn't bother me day in and day out. I'd walk in it. I ran in it. Played in it. I worked in it. I didn't care. But I guess apparently, since I've been in the southern tier states, you know, mainly California for a while, where we have mostly sunshine most of the year, especially these days, by day 3, I'm starting to feel really weird. But it's good because I live in a van. And when I get anxious, I can move. And it's a good thing that I moved a lot today. This is like my 3rd spot I've parked. And 2 of my friends recognized the van and stopped and said hi, which is great. Hi guys, woohoo! It's just so cool. You don't get that living in an apartment. Like if I stayed home all day in my house or my apartment, nobody would have seen me. They wouldn't have come by and said hi, happy Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. You know, they wondered why I wasn't at my other friend's house. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to get snowed in up there, so I decided not to go. It's supposed to be pretty nasty. And normally I park, you know, down when it's really gross out, or if there's an emergency, or if the wind's blowing a lot. You know, even though I don't like to, I will stay at Walmart. And that's what I did. I broke my rule. I stayed there a couple of days. I did that last time too when the wind was blowing pretty bad. Because I just wanted to be in a place where there was no trees, or at least a fewer trees where I can park away from them. And, you know, it's a public area. If something happened, there's other people, that kind of thing. So I parked there. Well, I was there for 2 days. I had to get out. I couldn't do it anymore. Tonight I got to park someplace else. I can't handle it. So, yeah, I guess things are different now. It's different for me this time around. Before I just didn't want to move quite as much, but now every day, if I don't go someplace, I get anxious. And it's even worse when it's raining and stuff out. That's a good thing about living in a van, because you can just move anytime you need to and find a place to park. And if I get, too nervous driving, I could always pull over, and I got my whole house. I could just, stay in my little house and be safe. So that's what I really like about being in a van. And on a funnier note, a few weeks ago, I was at one of my camping spots, and a skunk came by or got ran over on the road next to me or something, but it woke me up out of a dead sleep, and it was bad, really stinky bad. And so I'm like sitting there going, oh man, this sucks. What do I do? Then I realized, hey, my house has wheels and a steering wheel in the living room. I can just leave. For the first time in my life, I got to leave. And so I just battened down the hatches, and I left, and I found another place to sleep, and that wasn't stinky. And yeah, I got to sleep the rest of the night. It was great. If you're in a house, in an apartment, sticks and bricks, whatever, you're stuck. You're stuck with the stench of the skunk, I mean, my sister-in-law, her dogs would get skunked. And even though I lived in their apartment above their garage, I got it too. We all had to smell skunk for days. It was terrible. It permeates your clothes and everything at that point, when it sticks around that long. So I'm like, oh man, this is so great. I could just get out of here. It was awesome. Now, most people are not going to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and move. They're not going to get out of their comfy little bed and get into their car and leave just to get away from the skunk smell. But guess what? I got to go back into my comfy bed right after I was done finding another place to park. It was awesome. And yeah, I had to sleep in a little bit because that just disrupted my night. But so what? I didn't have to smell skunk for days. And by the time I went back to that camping spot, the stink was gone. You just can't do that in a house. Sorry. It's just the advantages of living in a van. And like I said earlier, like people coming by and saying hi to you and stuff. So it's great. It's really awesome. And another thing is I'm doing this blog thing or vlog or whatever it is. As I don't normally do these that often. I try to actually kind of make a little video thing. But today's different. And it feels good to be able to talk to the camera and talk to people and say hi. And I also wanted to clarify, I put out a couple of videos about cooler hacks, and I don't know, too many people probably haven't watched them or whatever, because stuff about ice chests is boring, but, I think that it's an important issue when you live full-time in your van. Refrigeration becomes a thing. People that live in houses, they take it for granted or whatever, but yeah, so I just wanted to tell people about this awesome product that I found. But to clarify, I don't know anybody in that company. They're not paying me to make these videos. They have no idea who I am. They have no clue that I reviewed their product. They have no clue probably that I bought it, other than if they looked through their receipts, they might see my credit card and my name. But other than that, I mean, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people understood that I didn't get any endorsement or anything for promoting this product. I found it purely by accident because I was looking for other types of coolers, possibly because I'd had bad luck with a 12-volt refrigerator that I'd purchased this summer, and so I was thinking maybe I should just get a better, beefier cooler than what I have. Ultimately, I decided against it, at least for now. But when I was looking at these coolers that were similar to Yetis, those roto-molded plastic things, I came upon these bags, and I thought about it for almost, I don't know, a month or so. And then I finally decided to take the risk because I had a few messes that were created by my dry sack, which most of the time, like I said in the videos before, worked. But I just got fed up with it because when it didn't work, it did make a giant, huge mess. And then when I was trying to transfer the water from it to a jug so that I could reuse the water, it would get spilled on the floor sometimes, and that I just got fed up with it. So I figured, you know what, I don't care, it's $10 a bag, I'll take the risk. And it has been awesome. I have not regretted that purchase. In fact, it's going to help me possibly to, oh, there's a cool old dodgy van just driving by. It needs to be washed, it's gross, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I got distracted. The cool old van. But yeah, I don't regret the purchase that I made for those at all. I think they're going to help me to save up a little bit more money and possibly get a better refrigerator. And that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter how you live off grid. You know, if you can do it, if you can swing it, if you know, or hold out for a lot longer, buy the better, possibly more expensive items. And we're talking refrigeration, we're talking solar. I don't care what it is. If it's something that has to do with your main systems, spend the money. Don't skimp. Because you're in the long run, you're going to spend more having to replace that item. If you can afford to get better batteries, get better batteries. If you can afford a nicer refrigerator, get a nicer refrigerator. I know some people go, oh, there's no difference. Yes, there is. Do your research. There are ones that are better than others. I'm not going to name any companies out there that are out there right now because, quite frankly, I'd have to write a list down and then to get it right, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But just do your research. You might have to pay more, you might not, but make sure that you can get the best product you can get for your solar, your refrigeration, your systems. You can get by kind of cheaply with your toilet, but really, honestly, I made that mistake too. I'm hopefully going to do a video about my composting toilet that I built that sort of, it works, but I don't like it. I'm going to have to rebuild it. So that's more money that I'm spending. So see, you know, you spend what you think is something cheap at first, but then you have to replace it all the time. Just like the whole argument where, oh, I don't need a refrigerator, you know, I'll just have a cooler and buy ice. Well, how much money are you spending on ice? I mean, sometimes it's $4 for a block of ice, okay? And you get maybe a gallon or a gallon and a half of water out of that, if you get to save the water, okay? And the only reason why I know that is because I have my ice bags and I can save my water now. And it's not even a gallon sometimes. You know, so you're spending a lot of money on water that you're throwing away. So, you know, and food that you throw away because it gets soggy or spoiled or whatever, especially in the summertime. So there's that to think about. Stuff like that. Don't skimp. That's where I'm coming from with that. And so, yeah, if you're going to buy something like an ice bag that's expensive, buy it. But make sure, you know, that you're getting something good. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Just wanted to say hi. It's pretty cool living on the road.